immunity. Now, this is mathematics, and I'll be introducing you to vectors. Now, vector and scalar quantities. A vector is any quantity which has direction as well as magnitude or size. Examples of vectors: displacement, velocity, force, acceleration, etc. Then the other quantity is a scalar quantity. A scalar quantity is any quantity that has only magnitude or size, but no direction. For example, the length of a ruler is 300 millimeters, but we do not associate any direction with it. Examples: length, temperature, mass, density, etc. You can see this ruler. Now, for instance, we say this ruler is 300 millimeters, but there's no direction. There's no point of action. That is scalar, just the magnitude, the size of the ruler. But when you have a direction, it becomes a vector. We say a vector has both direction and magnitude or size. Example is displacement. When you say there's a displacement of 20 meters to the North Pole, that means you have a direction. That is a vector. And we have velocity, force, and acceleration. They all have direction and magnitude. Now, how do we represent a vector? Vectors can be represented as such. You can have vector AB with an arrow. You can have a vector AB, very bold. You can have a vector AB with a line, no arrow. You can have a vector AB this way. Or you represent as a single letter in these formats. So now the figure above shows a vector which moves from a point A to position B. This vector is moving from point A to point B. So this is a Cartesian plane, x, y, and y axis. Now this point, you have this. So how do we get this place? From here to here is 1, and from here to 0 is 5. So how do we know this place? Here will be 5 minus 1, and that is 4. Similarly, at this point, coordinate point B, 5, 3, S is 5, and Y is 3. So now from here to here is 5, and from here, you can see this is 3. So this from here, this way is 3, and here is 2. So we have 3 for the S, for the Y, 3 minus 2. That's giving us 1. So there's a displacement of vector from point A to point B. That displacement is a vector, and it can be represented with an arrow, and you have a vector A. It is important to fix an arrow on a line to show direction. If there's no arrow, that means it's just a magnitude, a scalar quantity. But if this line with an arrow shows that it's a vector because it has a direction. So now we have it, vector AB, so it's going to be B minus A, because you are translating from A to B, so it will be B minus A. If you are translating from B to A, it will be A minus B. So that's what we have here, and this is the coordinate points B and A. So this is in column form. We call it column vector. That's the format. So 5 minus 1 gives us 4, and 3 minus 2 gives us 1. This is vector AB. We also have vector BA. Vector BA is in the opposite direction to vector AB. You see? So it's going to be negative because they have the same magnitude but different direction. So since vector BA is 4 and 1 minus AB, BA is the negation of AB but different direction. So we now have minus times 4, and minus 1. Now let's look at sum and difference of vectors. This is a triangle. Now there's a translation displacement from A to B and from B to C. So vector AB is A, vector BC is B, and now vector AC. Vector AB and BC are going in the same direction, while vector AC is contrary direction. So the sum of these two vectors is equal to C. That means that C is the resultant vector. When we say resultant vector, it means a single vector that is the sum of other vectors. So displacement AB followed by displacement BC is equivalent to the single displacement AC. Example, if vector P is this and Q is this and R, find A, P plus Q. So P is 3, 5 plus Q minus 4, 3. So we have 3 plus minus 4 and 5 plus 3. That is giving us minus you overpower plus, so we have minus 1, and 5 plus 3 is 8. So that's the vector. B, vector R minus Q. So we have R, 1 and minus 2, minus Q, minus 4 and 3. So we have 1 minus 4 and minus 2 minus 3. So we have 1 minus gives you plus, and we have that minus 2 minus 3 is minus 5. So this is going to be 5 and minus 5. Now we have an evaluation where you can just work on this. P is equals to this, Q is this, and R is this. So find A, P plus Q plus R, B, Q minus R, and C, P minus Q. Please, if you have comments, you can go to the YouTube, you just make comments. And if you have questions for me, you can send to my email account, alberttoba2020@gmail.com. Thank you. See you next class.